want to talk about today. I'm talking about Pareto's principle, right? The 80-20 rule, where 20% of our actions will yield at least 80% of our results. Welcome, everyone. We've got 4 participants so far, 5 including me. Hopefully we get a lot more showing up today. Somebody tell me something good that's happened over the course of the last week. Come on. Tell me something good. Did you have a buyer appointment, a listing appointment? Did you take a listing? Get somebody under contract? Talk to me. Maybe Sean, you can tell me something good that's happened over the last week.
Tell you something good. Okay. Well, I am opening a branch office in the Dallas area
Oh,
of
fantastic.
EXP. Yeah.
Okay. So you're located in LA and you're opening a branch office in Dallas. Talk to me about that.
I already have a branch office in Los Angeles in Calabasas, and I have 8 team members that are connected to that office. I'm also going to start charging because I've had several calls from agents within the EXP system that want to hang their license under my address, but they're not necessarily in my downline. So I'm going to create a monthly revenue model where they're paying me a desk fee to use my address, and it'll generate some income and hopefully be able to get us a physical location. Because right now we're working out of a Spaces location, which is part of the Regis system. But I'm going to duplicate that same thing in the Dallas area.
Fantastic, Sean. Way to go. All right, somebody else. Tell me something good that's happened over the last week.
I got my offer accepted, cash buyer, so I'm excited.
Way to go, Roger. All right, where'd they come from?
I did I run a Facebook ad for a listing, and somehow the next agent saw it and reached out to me and brought a buyer in. I got 10,000 over the asking price, cash buyer. So looking forward to close this out before the Christmas.
Roger, you know what that is, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
That is winning, bud. I love it when you guys are winning. I absolutely love it. Right on.
Yes,
So
sir.
there's really 5 things I want to talk about today. Now, by the way, I respect your investment of time and I don't take it lightly. So I've got 5 things that I want to talk to you about today that will undoubtedly help you increase your production, your profit, your net income, your net worth, all of those fun things like bank account balance. Okay. So it's the 20% job description. That's what I want to talk about today. I'm talking about Pareto's principle, right? The 80-20 rule, where 20% of our actions will yield at least 80% of our results. Yet most agents, especially when they become productive, they start investing their time into the 80% effort. Now, these are things like creating brochures and taking pictures of properties and things like that they need to be done. Yet they don't necessarily move the needle for your production, your income, your net worth. Okay, so the 5 things I want to talk about today. Number 1 is practice. We'll talk about that. Number 2 is lead generation. Then it's about lead follow-up, and the fortune is undoubtedly in the follow-up. Then there's going on appointments and negotiating contracts. And guys, we could talk for the next 24 hours about these 5 things, yet we're going to boil it down into about a 25-minute discussion where it's going to be a mastermind, where I'm not going to be the only one talking today. You're all going to contribute. You're all going to step forward. You're going to unmute your microphones, turn on your cameras. You're going to participate with me at a very high level. So number 1, let's talk about practice and what's working for you guys to really master your craft. See, there's 3 things we can control, right? Number 1 is what we say. Then it's how we say it. And then finally, it's how many people we say it to. So by focusing on practice, we undoubtedly improve our competence and it leads to a higher level of confidence. So what are you guys doing to practice your craft? The scripts, the dialogues, the objection handlers. Talk to me, guys. What are you doing? I think this is a part where I say I'm really comfortable with silence. I'm good.
Hey, Sean, Marvin here.
Hey, Marvin.
Throwing out Thanksgiving pumpkin while I was listening. He said it was going to be interactive. I said, oh, I better hurry up and dump this in the trash. But no, man, I think some of the things that I try to do, being a mentor here at EXP has helped because it keeps my ear to the street as far as what's working, what's not working for new agents. And it helps me tighten up on my particular business. So I'm finding that reaching out to my old clients or clients that if I didn't close with them for one reason or the other, I'm just kind of circling back with them, seeing how I can add value for them, what their situation was, if it was maybe their credit wasn't on point, but now they've cleaned some things up. So now they're ready to get pre-approved. So just really going back to the basics. That's what's been working for me. And it led to a closing last week of roughly $500,000. So that's what's working for me.
And I love it. I love it. See, Marvin, I want to commend you because here's what I've learned. The teacher always learns more than the student. So by becoming a mentor and extending that olive branch to other agents and lifting them up, it improves you at the same time, right? See, the reason I say the teacher learns more than the student is because the teacher must go deeper into the content to understand it just in case questions come up. You got to go 3, 4, 5 levels deep into a discussion with somebody, and you've got to prepare yourself for that. So it forces you into a position of practice. I love it, Marvin. That is so good. Somebody else. What are you doing to improve your knowledge, your skills? In essence, the what you do, the how you say it, the practice. What are you doing?
I have one, but that's not something I think is pretty interesting. So I'm running a team and a group here, and I learned that public speaking communication is very important. So 5 weeks ago, I signed up for a stand-up comedian class. And it's gonna the date is on Saturday. And in the past 4 or 5 weeks, I'm like, I want to ditch it. I don't want to do it.
Because you have to do a live presentation, right, Jack?
And I will say talking to agents on just like normal thing, I'm okay with that because I don't expect them to laugh. But this, I have more pressure because I always consider myself like I think, funny person. Yeah, I think about quitting many, many times. But yesterday, I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'll just do it. So I think that's a win.
Good for you, Jack. I love it. See, part of growth and stretching your mind is getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And let's face it, guys, to get up in front of a group of people and give a stand-up comedy routine, come on, that's uncomfortable. It is for me, it is for Jack. And yet Jack has made the decision to just push forward, to push through that uncomfortableness and it stretch his mind in the process. So congratulations, Jack. I think that's really fun. That's really cool. By the way, humor is one of the best ways to kind of grease the skids in the selling process. When you can get them smiling, you get them laughing, then you get them buying, you get them listing, right? So everybody likes to feel good. And that smile on your face, that laughter, it releases a positive endorphin in your system. It makes you feel good. And so when you're feeling good, you're going to go ahead and sign with that agent, no doubt. So Jack, I continue to push you toward that. Way to go, man. And Jack and I had the opportunity to have lunch on Friday. I'm out here at our beach house in San Diego, and he drove down about an hour and a half drive, right, Jack? And we got to spend time with his wife, his beautiful little girl, Christy. She's amazing and just an amazing family. Thanks for coming down and spending time with us. That was a lot of fun. And yes, Jack is a funny guy. So good. Good. Somebody else, tell me something good that's happened. Or tell me how you're practicing, I should say. How are you practicing? Is there anybody who has a role play partner on this call? Anyone? Jack, I see your hand went up. Who is that? And what do they mean to you? And how did you guys get in touch? And what do you talk about?
So we role play. It's Gary. He's with us in the same office, and we used to work together in the previous brokerage too. But we role play on the attraction script.
Okay. And is it beneficial? Is it worth your time? Talk to the group.
So I learned from you, there's only 3 things we can control, right? What to say, how to say, and how many people we say it to. And I think kind of including this comedy thing too. I wrote the script, but I gotta know how to deliver it. So when I role play with Gary, it's more about we just throw objection to each other, but still have them finish the whole script and we give each other critique at the end. I think they could say this way. And then I used to role play with a lot of different people before, just to get different taste, different personality.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So I want to rewind the tape about 32 years. Okay. When I got licensed, I was 20 years old. And my script partner was a guy named Tony DeCello. Many of you have heard that name. In my opinion, he's arguably the best coach in real estate today. Yet he's now, 78 years old. He's getting up there in years, yet if we go back 32 years, I'd be driving down the highway and my phone would ring. I'd see it's Tony's number. I would answer it. And I'd say, hey, Tony, what's up? And he'd say, Sean, I'll list with you, yet you have to reduce your commission by 1%. I mean, that's how he started the call. It was like a 2-minute call where I had the opportunity to practice the objection handler. The next day, the phone would ring. I'd answer it. Hey, Tony, what's going on? He'd say, Sean, I'd meet with you, yet let me talk to my wife and I'll call you back. And he just kept throwing objections at me. Just in the spur of the moment, I had to respond. And I think that's one of the catalysts of massive growth is just, again, knowing what to say and how to say it. Then it's really up to you. How many people are you going to say it to? I know you all want more appointments, no doubt. Yet in order to create more appointments, all you have to do is create more conversations. That's it. So I want to segue. I want to go from practice. And by the way, the takeaway I want for each and every one of you is to get a script and role play partner. Somebody who's going to be the Tony DeCello to you that he was to me. Somebody who's going to push you and cause you to think about these words. See, with words, mere words, you can make millions of dollars selling real estate each and every year. Just knowing what to say, knowing how to say it. And yet so many people, they just forget about the foundation aspect. They're just focused on, okay, where's my next buyer coming from? Where's my next listing coming from? And we've all had that listing appointment that was just so perfect, right? Every word that came out of your mouth was so sweet. And you leave that appointment with a signed listing contract and you're so fired up. And yet you wonder, there's this little voice in the back of your head saying, can you do it again next time? Because we've all had that listing appointment where, it was clunky. It's like you didn't have the right words to say. You didn't act the right way. And it's because we fail to practice. So again, I'm going to say it again. Let's agree that practice isn't something we did. It's something that we do. Go with me on this? To sharpen your skills with words. That's why I love the Accelerated Breakthrough Program. There's 2 sessions fully dedicated toward neurolinguistic programming. It's language patterns that will undoubtedly help you get more of what you want when you want it. And that is what you want, right? More of what you want. It's what we all want. All right, so we're going to segue. We're going to go to the next category of the 5 points, right? Next is lead generation. And I want to know what's working for you in today's market. I mean, success leaves clues, no doubt about that. I want you to think about your last 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 listing appointments. Where did they come from? Somebody unmute yourself and share with the group. Where did they come from?
YouTube.
I love it. All right, tell me more about that.
Well, YouTube for me, I didn't try to reinvent the wheel. I see a lot of EXP agents, Suman Kim, and some other real big wigs here doing home tour videos. And so for me, when I don't have any listings, I just promote other agents' listings because the viewer on YouTube, they're none the wiser. Of course, I give credit, to the listing agent, but I have content that I'm able to create. Even listings of my own that I already sold, but I did a home tour, I just leave it up there on YouTube and it continues to be a lead source. Even if I don't live on that part of town, someone will call me, hey, I saw your house in South Atlanta, for example. Is it still available? No, it's not because I sold it. However, here's what we can find for you. So YouTube's been amazing. I would highly suggest, even if you're uncomfortable on camera, you can get behind the camera and just walk through a home and do a home tour. But that's been an amazing way for folks to know, like, trust you off the rip because they went down the rabbit hole of your YouTube video. So it makes it a very, very easy initial buyer conversation or listing conversation because they already know who I am and how I get down.
Marvin, I love it. That is so good. So good. That is winning. All right, somebody else. What are you doing to generate leads right now? Your database. I love it, Jack. Yes. I mean, that is the low-hanging fruit, is it not? Your database, your sphere of influence. Now, as you view your database, I want you to look at it in 3 categories. Okay, so there's the people who've registered maybe on your IDX website that you've never had a conversation with, that you've never met. Those are the outer circle, right? Then you have your have-mets, where you had a conversation with them and or a Zoom meeting or something like that. But then there's that inner circle, right? This is your SOI, which is an acronym, as you guys know, stands for source of income. And I want you to really focus in on that inner circle, get as close as you can to them right now. See, and I'm going to digress. I'm going to tell a quick story. I taught the Bold training program for 2 years, and I was in 4 cities every week, bouncing all over the country, traveling at least 200 days per year. And yet, in session 1, we shared a very simple referral competition script. How many of you guys have taken Bold? Anyone? Do you remember the script? Guys, it's so simple. It's so simple. It's the referral contest script. Now, I'd like to
Yes,
ask
I
you to
remember.
take on an assignment, okay? And you can say, hey, listen, I attended a mastermind session last week or this week or yesterday or 2 days ago, or however you choose to say it, where the facilitator of this mastermind encouraged us to reach out to everybody in what we call our sphere of influence. And he's created a fun and friendly competition. Now, I need to get at least 10 referrals in the next 30 days in order to win. And I'm curious, who do you know from work, church, maybe school, your friends, family members, whatever, your friends on social media that's looking to buy a home, sell a house, or invest in real estate that I should call today? Just a very simple, straight to the point, get to the heart of the matter, direct approach. Guys, what I found in 30 minutes of dialing, because we had these guys do it live in class, where we gave them the script, they practiced it a couple of times, and then they took out their cell phones and they started calling their friends and their family members. And I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said things like, Sean, I can't believe that my mother gave me 4 referrals during that call. My mother. Now, why didn't my mother just pick up the phone and call me and tell me these 4 people are thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate? See, here's what I've learned. A lot of people, our friends, even our own mothers, are so tied up with their own lives and the busyness of what they've got going on that they rarely think about us and our business, okay? Yet, so a direct, simple ask is going to bring you a ton of referrals. The average person in 30 minutes of dialing, again, 3 solid referrals, many of them 12, 13, 14 referrals in 30 minutes of dialing. Now, let me ask, would you rather have 100 internet leads or 1 rock solid direct referral? Yeah, the 1 solid direct referral.
Yeah.
So I just encourage you guys to reach out. I'll go ahead and post that script to the chat. It is shared in the Accelerated Breakthrough program as well, which I encourage you guys to investigate if you haven't already taken it. It's 16 weeks of coaching and training for just $350, guys. It's a no-brainer. We give you almost $10,000 worth of add-on product as well. And then, Sean, you're also going to give a demonstration of what we call CAI, Conversational Artificial Intelligence. So, Sean, tell them about what they're going to learn in Accelerated Breakthrough and or even Attraction in Action when they engage in the programs.
Well, do we have time to play a 4-minute phone call that I think would be better, more powerful to everybody?
We do. Take it away.
All right. Let me share my screen real quick. Let's see here. Sorry. I wasn't quite
Hey, guys,
prepared,
this is
but
this is where this industry is headed as it relates to lead generation and even lead follow-up. Our CI agent will connect with your Calendly link. It will schedule appointments for you. We did a test about a month ago. We called 500 agents to talk about EXP, created, what was it, 122 conversations, I think, as I remember right, Sean? And it set 8 appointments.
it was actually
300.
160 conversations. Yeah, and 14 appointments.
Oh, 14 appointments. Okay.
Yeah, I would say 8 of them were bona fide, like solid appointments. There were some that were not real, were kind of soft appointments. But sorry, I wasn't prepared there. Sean, if you just talk a little bit more, I'm gonna get logged in here.
Yeah, well, it's all good. Could you imagine, though, having somebody who could make phone calls for you? See, and I want to digress. I want to share with you a quote from Albert Einstein. He said it so many years ago. He said, everybody is a genius in their own right. Yet if you judge a fish based on its ability to climb a tree, it will live the rest of its life thinking it's a moron. Okay. Now, every realtor that I know is really good face to face with people. They're good at establishing rapport. They're good at closing. They're really good with working with people. Now, the challenge is the lead generation and lead follow-up component is lacking. So they're not creating enough conversations, therefore they're not setting enough appointments, which is what they're really good at, right? So again, if you judge a fish based on its ability to climb a tree, it's going to think it's a moron. Now, I liken that to a realtor who's really good face-to-face with people, yet they're not so good at the lead generation aspect. And that's one of the biggest challenges that we have as realtors, right? We're independent contractors, guys. We want all the freedom, we want all the flexibility, and we struggle with doing the things we need to do day in and day out to increase our production. Now, if you're a self-starter, if you're incredibly motivated, if you got a powerful why, if your back is against the wall, you're going to find the energy and the motivation to make that happen. Yet then you reach this level of production where you're comfortable, right? Where you're comfortable and you're just like, I don't feel like doing that today. I'm going to go golfing or I'm going to go play tennis or whatever you choose to do, right? See, when you're hungry, you're motivated. When you're fat and happy, you're not. Let's just be honest. So what we need, if you're not going to do it, you need a who will do it. And the nice thing about this CAI is that, it doesn't have to take a break. It doesn't, get a cup of coffee. You don't have to set up a 401k or give them bonuses. It just shows up and it dials. It stays on script. It is just so powerful. So Sean, are you ready?
And I apologize. I'm having trouble logging in, and I wanted to play a very specific call because I was able to train the AI to make circle prospecting calls, which I think would be everybody on this call would probably appreciate more. And I'm having trouble logging in.
I gotcha. Well, that's okay. If we can't get to it, we can't get to it yet. As we look at the benchmarking and trending, as we look at the next logical step on the trend line, I think CAI is it. I really do. Where this thing will make thousands of dials a day for you. It will create hundreds of conversations per day for you. And of course, we're transparent on the front end. We named it Sam, by the way, and Sam is multi-gender, so it can be a female voice or a male voice. It's also my grandfather's name, who's passed on, yet he was the best salesperson I've ever met in my life. And yet, totally transparent on the front end. And we talked about this last week, yet I want to bring it up again. Imagine you get a call, you have the time, you answer the call, and it says, hi, John, this is Sam. I'm an artificial intelligence agent. We're with Sean Kokoska, Icon Coaching and eXp Realty. I'm not a live human being, yet I'd love to have a 2-minute conversation with you. Do you have time? Wouldn't you be a little bit curious? Right?
I was
We're
able
totally
to get
transparent
logged
on the front end. I don't know about you, yet I was curious. Okay, so I'd say yes. I said, well, it's fantastic, Sean. And then it dives right into the script that you want it to have. So is it circle prospecting? Is it calling FSBOs, expireds? Is it calling your database, inviting them to your next customer appreciation event? Is it maybe you're with eXp and you want to build your revenue share organization, so it's going to call agents on your behalf, no matter where they're located in 24 different countries. The power of this is undescribable. The way it's going to change so many industries is, again, undescribable. And I encourage you to get on the front end of this. So go ahead, Sean, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. And this is the one that was kind of trained with my team name. So as Sean said, we start out with calling it Sam, but you can really name it whatever you want, and you can have the intro to be whatever you want. So just take a look at this one because I thought it was a pretty good call.
Hey, Janet.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? It's Alex, an AI virtual assistant from the Policeno real estate team. What's up?
Not much.
Cool. Well, I wanted to share with you why I'm calling, and then you can decide if you want to continue our call. Fair enough?
Sure. Go ahead.
Awesome. So first things first, are you currently looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate anytime from now or in the next 6 to 12 months?
Oh, I'm interested in buying.
That's great to hear. Buying a home is an exciting journey. So have you started the process of looking for a home yet?
Just starting.
Perfect. We can definitely help you with that. Our team provides a complete buyer service where we handle everything from researching and finding homes that fit your criteria to setting up appointments and viewing the properties with you one-on-one. We'll also assist you with writing up offers and negotiating the best price. And the best part is typically our commissions are paid by the seller. How does that sound?
Well, who does it?
Our team at the Policeno real estate team handles all aspects of the buying process. We have access to all homes on the market and only show you homes that fit your criteria. We'll guide you through the entire process, from finding the right home to negotiating the best price. No worries at all. Being picky is completely understandable when it comes to finding your dream home. We'll work closely with you to understand your preferences and criteria, and we'll only show you homes that meet your specific requirements. Our goal is to find you a home that you'll absolutely love. So rest assured that we'll take the time to listen to your needs and find the perfect match for you. Is there anything specific you're looking for in a home?
Well, I have some questions about the market.
Of course, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about the market. Fire away.
Well, how is it going right now? Things are down, aren't they? But the interest rates are up.
I see where you're coming from. The real estate market can be a bit unpredictable at times. While it's true that some areas may experience fluctuations, overall, the market has been quite resilient. Despite any temporary downturns, real estate has historically proven to be a solid long-term investment. As for interest rates, they have been fluctuating as well, but they are still relatively low compared to previous years. This can actually be a great opportunity for buyers like yourself to take advantage of favorable financing options. Does that help clarify things a bit?
Well, I'd like to hear more about it at some point.
Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to provide you with more information about the current market and how it may impact your home buying plans. Would you like to schedule a call with our team to discuss this further? I have a couple of available times for us.
That'd be a good idea.
Great choice. Awesome. Classic homes have a certain charm that never goes out of style. So just to clarify, what area are you interested in? And what style of home do you prefer? Also, how many bedrooms are you looking for? And what is your maximum price point?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, nice choice.
At least 4
bedrooms. It's a vibrant city. Got it, at least 4 bedrooms. That's a good size for a growing family or if you need extra space. And what would be your maximum price point for the home? This will help us narrow down the options and find the best properties that fit your budget.
$250,000.
Understood, a maximum price point of $250,000. I'll make a note of that. With that budget, we'll focus on finding you the best options within that range. We'll make sure to consider your preferences for the number of bedrooms and the style of home as well. Is there anything else you'd like us to keep in mind while searching for properties for you?
Can you transfer me to Sean now?
Absolutely. I can transfer you to Sean right away. Please hold for a moment while I connect you. Have a great conversation with him.
Thank you.
What do you guys think?
Amazing.
Right. Could you guys imagine that you're creating thousands of conversations like that every single month? I don't know about finding a 4-bedroom home in Los Angeles for $250,000 yet. The bottom line is we sift through the dirt to find the gold, no doubt about it. And so this is going to make the dials, it's going to create the conversations on your behalf. You guys, I am so fired up about this. This is what I prayed for the last 32 years in this industry, to figure out a predictable way to create enough dials and enough conversations every day, whether you feel like it or not. You might wake up with a cold one morning. You're like, my voice is gone, right, Jack? Hey, a couple of weeks ago, your voice went away. You couldn't make the phone calls. Now, this thing's voice never goes away. It never gets sick.
Yeah.
So it just creates the conversations for you. And guys, you got to get at the front end of this. I'm telling you, I've never believed in something so strongly in my life. I've invested a ton of money to make this happen and make it a reality for each and every one of you, as well as for me and for Sean. And I just encourage you to reach out to Sean Policino. Sean, would you mind just putting your email or your cell number into the chat? And you
put
can
both. If you could
email me.
Yeah, if you could email me and text me, do both, because I'll send you a test call so you guys can have your own conversation with the AI. And I'm also going to set you up with a complimentary account so that you guys can begin playing with it and using it. And there is a 11 cents per minute charge, but like I made over 3,200 dials for less than $100, and that call there, although the person was not realistic in their price point, it didn't take me any time to make the call because I didn't make the call.
Exactly right. It's exactly right. So, Sean, I would imagine that it's through an API integration. It probably populates a lead sheet for you on Google, a Google Doc, right?
It can, yeah. Yep, we can definitely do that. We can put it into a pipeline so you'll be able to easily which ones had conversations, which ones didn't, which ones wanted to book an appointment, which ones didn't. Maybe some requested to be on your newsletter. You could set custom outcomes. So if maybe getting people on your newsletter or getting people on a market report is something that you want to track, you can track that outcome.
Yeah. So guys, you're going to learn with Sean that we have 3 different outcomes. Shoot, I am 4 minutes behind schedule. I am so sorry, guys. Reach out to Sean. Do it right away. All right. Let's get this thing set up for you. It's going to help you make a
Do you
heck of
need
a lot
your
more
Zoom?
money and improve your net worth. Yes, thanks for your time. We do this every Tuesday. So until then, just be on purpose. Seriously, be on purpose this week. Be productive. And as always, be powerful. I'll talk to you again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.